What about seeing Iggy here? I mean, you kicked him out of the fantasy baseball
No, I'm not
league.
a fan of him. I told him. He walked up to me, and I said, "We're not cool, man." So
No, that's
unbelievable.
word. No, recap that because that's true.
What just happened here?
Well, I don't like him.
Iggy came up and said, "Hey," and went and extended a hand.
I shook his hand. I said, "We're not cool," and I just left
And
it
why
at
aren't
that.
you cool?
I think you're well aware of why I'm not cool.
100%, I swear. I mean, I know about the fantasy baseball thing.
Yeah, that's
all I know,
it. But I mean, it was the way
that
he
seems a
handled
little
it.
like that. I don't know if the punishment, fits the.
I don't
crime.
work with him, so it ultimately doesn't matter. But I don't like him. He's just not my cup of tea. I don't care for him.
He's right
Iggy,
behind you.
I get it. I know where he's at.
Plowing, go ahead and give the mic to.
It's fine.
Iggy,
I don't like
what
him.
is it like to hear this? I mean, Joe's right here. He's saying, what happened?
It doesn't bother me.
No, but can't we let by Joe?
I'm not going to lose sleep because Producer Joe doesn't like me.
Is it fair to say that no one pushed your buttons like me back when we were working together?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was good at stirring the pot.
But you knew that it was for show and everything, and now we're cool, right? We're cool.
Oh yeah, I have nothing against
All right,
you.
let's let by. Iggy's a good man.
Okay, I don't like it.
I don't think we're getting the point. You're kind of beating around the bush. Are you saying you're not best of friends with Iggy?
Oh, I'm not friends at all.
You're not.
I don't care for him.
What about the plowing?
I like him. I have no reason not to like him.
But you're at loggerheads with Iggy.
I'm not. I don't think about him. But I just don't like him. So when he comes up to me and approaches me, I shook his hand and I said, "We're not cool."
I would bang you right now if you let me.
A well-placed drop.
That's the pride when you place a drop like that, and it
That was
scores.
a good one.
Yeah.
Getting some text from inside the room here. Tim, why is Joe such a grumpy, judgmental bastard? Thank you.
I don't
That's from
know.
the 636.
I think we all have qualities we're born with, and these were mine.
Remember when he lost his keys and cell phone and passed out on the
did.
station's stairwell?
Yeah, that was like 2008, summer of
After
2008.
the fashion show
It
that
was.
has been viewed like 20 million times or something. Do you know that?
No.
That fashion show that we did at Four Seasons?
I remember it. I was there.
That's the night that you passed out.
The MVP and I were drinking. I believe it was Citronade. Was like
was it Citronade?
It was
that they were-
Citronade. Was the
That
drink.
sounds like antifreeze.
That was the Four Seasons cocktail up there, and the MVP and I got there early and stayed late. I believe I was chased out of the casino, and I slept at work to make sure that I wasn't late.
Danny Trimble wants to know if your ass is all right now or is it still bleeding?
That was what, 2012?
Doug, was that 2012?
I have no idea.
Feels like
what
it. It was
year
the second to last spring training, I believe. Had a little mishap in the gym, and then
Now, explain what the mishap in the gym.
sat
All of
on
a
a
sudden your ass
nail.
would start bleeding.
no, we were talking about. I was doing step ups on one of the benches there. Slipped, fell, cracked my backside on whatever.
One of the hotel
and I had a
gyms?
scab. Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, as we're right there out front of
We
the
were
Cardinal
sitting on that hard
clubhouse
plastic.
at the picnic bench,
Yeah.
your ass begins to bleed for all the Cardinals to enjoy.
Well, and no one realized that. No one realized my ass was bleeding until I changed pants. Like, I did a pretty good job of hiding it. I had a duffel bag that I carried.
Yeah.
And so I threw the duffel bag over my shoulder, went out to the car. That was the Friday, I believe, right when we were getting
I
ready
think it
to
was
leave.
Friday.
And so I had change of clothes in the car, put on jeans. No one knew anything until someone said, "Did you change pants?" I think is how it happened. I said, "Yeah." Had a little blood incident.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get yourself a little buttle Band-Aid?
Because it had scabbed over at that point. What did I need a Band-Aid for? Like a Band-Aid, it helped, it controls the bleeding, correct?
Yeah,
But,
oh, yeah.
but the fact is, so
So,
many.
I got a scab on my forearm.
Right.
Should I have a Band-Aid on it right now?
Well, if you think it's going to start bleeding.
Well, it's scabbed over. I'm not necessarily concerned with peeling the scab off.
But the fact that this happened years ago, and it's such a minor incident, and you come back to the show, which you hate except for us, and have to get a cross-examination about it, this is why
That's what the
you
listeners
have
are
bad
asking
memories.
about.
So this is why you had bad memories of our show.
I don't necessarily remember anything bad. I just don't miss it. Like, that was good. Do I miss it? No. Like, I enjoy the banter, and we can talk about my ass bleeding.
Put that off.
Ring the bell.
But, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I enjoy the live aspect of this. Like, I didn't realize people were actually texting in while we were doing it.
Yeah, you
And
can
I was-
see them all coming in.
I was about to say, like, the
you
best
can see them holding their phones out there.
It's
Just
one of
firing
these
shots.
people.
The best part about it, I thought this was going to be like, none of the lousy texters are going to be able to get
Wow,
involved.
producer Joe now turning
Then
on the audience.
We can sit here and chat and not have. No, well, here it comes. Oh, well. I hoped.
Guys, I'm a new listener. Man, am I glad this clown isn't on the show anymore. He needs
Okay.
happy pills. Hashtag I stand with Iggy. Now it's like a cause.
Good for Iggy. He needs all the support he can get.
Wow.
We shouldn't be divisive because I love Iggy and I love producer Joe.
You can love all.
I love all. And
Okay.
I told the story on the air how you came to my rescue the other day when we needed the name of a soccer player for Tyler's team.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You were the
Thank you.
My phone was ringing. That's when we were on the way to the show. And I said, what the hell does a cat need? And I thought maybe somehow you got trapped inside Ballpark Village. You needed help getting out. And then, you just needed a soccer player's name.
And you did it.
I found it, yeah.
You're the best.
Producer Joe, Sam Bradford is on his way to Houston.
He was really
Super
good
Bowl.
this past weekend, wasn't he?
What do you
Against the
think
Eagles?
about what's going on with your guy, Sammy Checkdown?
It's weird. He's got a good defense. He doesn't have to do too much. You can't look at his stats right now and compare him to other quarterbacks in the NFL because he's played less games than everybody else because he didn't start right away. But he doesn't have to do much. So it's good for him that there's his skill set. Don't be the guy that has to be relied upon to drive your team. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Tom Brady. He lets everybody else do the work for him. You would hope for more than that out of a number 1 draft pick, I would assume.
So you are not saying Sam Bradford is an answer for an NFL franchise?
If you've got the right pieces surrounding him. I mean, that's it. What did Trent Dilfer do with the 2000 Ravens? Just not screw up. His job is to just not screw things up. And he's done all right with it so far. Wasn't real good against the Eagles.
Were you surprised when the Rammies moved?
Oh, we've talked before since then. I wasn't surprised.
I'm covering all the topics.
No.
For this will be like the producer Joe Swope's picks.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So we'll encapsulate all of the hot topics because you were on this.
Get to fries also at some point.
Oh, still love waffle fries.
Yeah,
Still love
I don't know
them.
how
Still
you
my
can't.
favorite.
Been a while.
But while it was
Unanimous
going on, I remember you being pretty passionate and confident that they were moving.
Yes.
And very aggressive in your criticism of the Rams, where I felt like many in the St. Louis media, and I understand why, from a business standpoint, kind of couched it, or even were aggressive in saying that they aren't going to move.
Yeah, I when I was going through and looking at, I had sent you a text from, I think, the 2013 or 14 season. I had a buddy who worked there, and it was already being discussed kind of internally at that point, that it was essentially a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
And there was no reason not to believe it. Like, hey, we just bought this huge plot of land in Los Angeles. What do you think is going to happen? Oh, we buy parcels of land all over the country. We're not moving NFL teams there. This one just made a whole lot more sense.
Right.
So, no part of it surprised me.
No.
I don't think it should have surprised anybody. And I think most reasonably thinking people knew what was going to happen.
I don't know. I feel like some people were surprised. I legitimately do. Don't you feel like some people were surprised?
Yeah, I was holding out hope right up until
Holding
that
out hope
vote.
and surprise are two
completely
different
different
things. Yeah. But I held out hope, but throughout the whole thing, I mean, I remember we played it. You were still producing the show. Mm-hmm. The morning after the Jeff Fisher press conference in January 2012, we play Stanley Steamer answering questions, and I play it and I say, Doug, what do you think that means? And you go, the Rams are moving. That was January 2012,
Right.
4 years before the vote.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't come out and say anything at all promising at that point, you knew that they.
He said
they
he
had
put a
some
lot of
kind
jack
plan.
into this community.
Yes, he did, and he's taken a lot out.